Excellent. So we've now gotten to the last part of the Berlin trilogy.
Which wasn't, none of it was recorded in Berlin.
No. I thought you said that Heroes was.
No, Heroes is, well, there's some parts of Low just recorded in Germany, but Heroes is the only one exclusively recorded in Berlin.
Yeah.
I've heard Lodger, none of it.
Ah, okay. So yes, we've gotten to Lodger.
Lodger.
Yes, the last David Bowie album of the 70s.
Yep.
The decade he pretty much ruled.
Yep.
Came out 2 years after Heroes, 1979.
Yep.
Excellent. So, oof, this is a difficult one.
Alright, so bit of
backstory.
So, David Bowie goes on a world tour to promote Heroes and Low. It's a massive success. He's getting all sorts of critical appraisal. But the general consensus is that Bowie's getting a little bit too weird.
Yeah.
And a lot of these fears are met with Lodger. Lodger is the deterioration of the relationship between David Bowie and Brian Eno.
Yeah.
A lot of the session musicians recorded it. There was no big like fallout or argument. It was just kind of just didn't work well together anymore.
Well, I read the Wikipedia entry for this when I was there, and yeah, it said in it that like he just didn't feel they were working as much, the sessions.
Yeah.
Just it seems more like a sort of like a shrug kind of thing, like you know, like oh, it's not going as well, and quietly bowed out. Interestingly, he actually did his best production work during this time, in my opinion, on the Talking Heads albums.
Oh yes,
like he would have done Fear of Music and and the masterpiece Remaining Light the very next year.
Yes.
So it was an interesting time for Brian Eno.
For Brian Eno.
Yes. Also around this time he recorded the David Byron album My Life in the Bush of Ghosts, which is really an interesting album. I also actually did Before and After Science, which is also worth checking out.
Okay.
And also a few ambient albums, I believe. Oh,
yes.
Anyway,
fantastic.
Back to Bowie.
Back to Bowie.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that informed look at Brian Eno.
It's okay.
I didn't realise this until today. This is pretty cool. So it's not Robert Fripp playing guitar on this one.
Carlos.
No, it's Adrian Belew, who became the frontman of King Crimson in the 80s.
Really?
Yes, Adrian, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Bellew. It was an excellent frontman and guitarist, and he brought King Crimson new heights of critical and commercial success in the 80s with their excellent album Discipline, which is regarded as one of the best albums of the 80s, and rightly so. It's a brilliant album. That's where King Crimson went new wave, which is about as scary as you can imagine. It's awesome, it's great. And he plays guitar on this, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Lots of experimentation in the studio with like a lot of session musicians playing instruments they weren't used to.
Yeah.
So Carlos on Boys Keep Swinging played the drums instead of the guitar and did a lot of swapping around of stuff.
Yeah.
So there's still a very experimental nature in the air. The launch point to this album is The Secret Life of Arabia from the end of Heroes, which has a mock exotic feel to it, which permeates a lot of Lodger. Lodger is very different to the other two in that there's not a song side and an instrumental side.
Yep.
But some critics have seen this as still an album of two halves. The first half is all about travel.
Yep.
And the second half is all about kind of world problems and issues. What do you think to that?
I can definitely get that the first half is about travel. Definitely. Second side I don't think doesn't feel to me to be like that, but the first side definitely like Fantastic Voyage. The next one, the one
yes,
that's all...
African Nightlife.
Yeah, there are certain... you can hear snippets
Move
of
On.
That. Move On.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red Sails.
Red Sails. Even Yassasin's got lyrics that are all about like, where's the one where the chorus is something like, I don't want another fight, and then it's all about like, I don't want to move away, to break... Is that actually the song, Move On?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Songs coming from Africa, calling me down.
Well, there's different reference to Kyoto and stuff. In the first side, so definitely, and also as you say, it's got that mock exotic feel.
Yeah, especially on songs like Yassasin.
Yes.
So
the reason actually I was going to stop you there because I was going to link this in. The reason I brought up the Talking Heads one is because maybe Brian Eno from these sessions stole some of the world music influences for Remaining Light. Yeah.
It's funny because it predates the popularity of world music.
Yeah.
It predates Talking Heads. It predates Peter Gabriel's 80s interest in world music in albums like So and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Well, what we're gonna because like Remaining Light is often seen as the first album to bring polyrhythms to sort of mass public, because it had a massive hit that Once in a Lifetime.
Oh yeah.
But I can definitely hear influences in Lodger on that kind of like the bizarre sort of rhythm sections and stuff.
So maybe it was just an album too ahead of its time.
Too ahead of its time, yeah.
You know, like the album came out and it didn't do very well. It was a commercial suicide.
Yeah.
The critics said it was the worst album David Bowie's ever made. In a discography that includes pin-ups. I'm sorry. And it pretty much disappeared from HMVs and went straight into the second-hand dustbin in record stores.
Yeah.
But slowly, as the years have gone by, people have begun to regard it as being David Bowie's most underrated album. Some people say to a point where it's a bit overrated. I strongly disagree. I think Lodger is a brilliant album. I absolutely love it. Yep. Lodger would be a career best in anyone else's discography. Yeah. And it happens to be like top 10.
I'd say top 5.
Top 5 maybe, yeah, for Bowie, yeah.
Yeah.
I love this album.
Yeah.
It's an album that I'm going a little bit personal here, but it's an album that I listened to at almost the perfect time. Yeah. For me personally, like I was going through some weird shit towards the end of uni. Yeah. And you know, I kind of wanted to move on with my life. And what's the album all about? Travel and big problems and coping with them through this kind of mock exotic style. It was just the perfect album for me at the time. Yeah. The album has one of my all-time. It's got probably my all-time favourite opening lyric, which is in Fantastic Voyage. It's in the event that this fantastic voyage should turn to erosion and will never grow old, remember it's true. Force you see is valuable, but your life is valuable too. Yeah. How fucking awesome is that?
That is awesome.
It's just I think I read in a review and I agree that the first lyrics have such stingers in this album. Like the first lines are just brilliant. Yeah. So let's talk about the album a bit more.
Well, yes. Well, first I was going to say, how awesome's the cover?
Oh, I love the cover. Yeah, where like all his like he's all broken and stuff, and like you have to do the fold out inside David Bowie like in a car accident. Yeah. it's really cool. Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Yes, it's a really good cover. Anyway, I just thought I would make a little brief note of that before we go by. I'm imagining song by song. Open up the album with Fantastic Voyage.
So this is David Bowie's look at nuclear war.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, no. Before we get into the songs, here's an interesting statement for you. Right? Actually, no. I'll save it to the end. Yeah. After we've gone through all the songs. So, Fantastic Voyage is, compared to David Bowie's look at nuclear holocaust. Yeah. But at the same time, I feel the song's about almost like heroes, lovers taking a chance that's ultimately doomed to fail. Like I said, that opening lyric, in the event that this fantastic voyage should turn to erosion, we'll never grow old and stuff like that, Yeah. Real powerful lyrics. I think David Bowie gives, a phenomenal performance. Yeah. And the song has kind of this weird, like, atmosphere. It's kind of relaxing, but like a little bit like uneasy.
Well, it's got that edgy sort of guitar bits, doesn't it? And like it's all very what's the word? A lot of post-punk bands get described as it. Angular.
Angular, yeah. I love the line. I love the bit of vocals where it's like, "We're learning to live with our depression."
Learning to live. Yeah.
We'll get by, I suppose. But any sudden movements, I've got to write it down. It could destroy the entire human race, but I got to write it down. And I'll be forgotten.
Oh, the bits where he's like shout, where it's like he holds the notes for like 10 seconds. It's amazing. Yeah. How he got his voice to do that is just incredible.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So I love Fantastic Voyage. It's one of my favourite David Bowie songs.
I think it's, apart from 5 Years, I think this is the best opening track on one of his songs. Yeah. Certainly better than like It's No Game.
It's no game.
I mean, he always opens albums really strong, I think. Yeah. Like, you've got 5 Years and...
Watch That Man.
I don't really like Watch That Man.
Do you know what? I really like it. The vocals ruin it a little bit, but... Yeah. Or the title track from Station to Station.
Yeah, that's an incredible one.
Young Americans, the title track. Then you've got...
Not Sound and Vision. That is it. New Korea, New Town.
It's not New Korea, New Town. I forget what it's called. It's really great. Anyway.
Yeah.
And then obviously Heroes. Heroes is a really great opening, but
Beauty and the Beast.
You know what? Re-listening to it.
Yeah.
Stick with me here. I actually think Lodge is my favourite one.
Of the Berlin trilogy.
Of all of them.
Of all of them.
It might be my favourite David Bowie album.
I think it's very close. I don't think it's as good as Ziggy, but I think it's the second best.
Yeah. Re-listening to it, I love Heroes. Heroes is probably still my second favourite.
Yeah.
But Lodger, I love how direct the songs are.
Yeah.
They are just perfect little pop experiments.
Yeah.
Like 3 to 4 minute, brilliant. Like when I went back to Heroes, I love the album, but I don't really get what the lyrics are about.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard for me to form some kind of like idea of what they're all about in my head, besides from the title track.
Yeah.
But I feel Lodger has that.
Yeah.
It has that lyrical depth and kind of that bizarre feel to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lodger's my favourite one.
It's a great album.
Yeah, it's my favourite Bowie album.
Yes.
So Fantastic Voyage is followed by African Night Flight, which is bizarre.
Yeah.
Like, it's got this, the percussion has never been weirder. It's like it was repetitive, bam, 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 bam. It's like, it's so hard to describe.
It is.
I mean, like, I really hope he was actually singing at that speed.
Yeah, it might have been sped up, who knows?
Yeah. I like to think it's not.
No.
But that has a really weird, like, experimental, I don't know what we call it, like, without sounding like racist or ignorant, but kind of like Veld music.
Okay.
Like a bit African music, with that kind of rhythm.
Yeah.
And like, but really fast vocals. World music.
World music.
World music, yeah.
Yes.
I don't know how to describe it. But
very paranoid sounding and
yeah, just like yeah.
And desperate vocals, yeah. I would describe them as it's a very weird. It's certainly a bizarre choice for a second song.
Maybe that's what inspired people to send it to the second-hand dustbins.
Well, this is why the album is so weird. It is a great album, but it sort of has like a really odd tone.
Yeah.
Like constantly shifting and sort of different sort of experimental things, and it's very weird.
It's like I said before, like in the last ones, like with Lodger, he returns to pop songs, but he basically throws the rulebook out the window completely. Yeah. So what's the next song after that?
The next song after is it's a great, isn't it? Move On, yeah, Move On.
Oh, I love Move On, yeah. Yeah, I love the riff at bow, bow. Sometimes I feel bow, bow, the need to move on. And again, it's our use of layered vocals.
Yeah.
He knows that production technique beautifully, and it works so well. It's a great song. Move On. It's got again that really weird, almost like ghostly guitar work.
Yeah.
And like his it's about traveling to another place and feeling like you don't belong in the location you're in, and you're being drawn to somewhere else. I love the background vocals of that Raya, Raya, like consistent vocal running through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Spine-tingling song. I love it. Yeah,
it is a great song. Again, keeping on with the sort of lyrical theme of again moving on and getting to a new phase, which all of the Berlin trilogy really do.
Yeah.
Like especially Low. Low is an album all about. This album almost feels like it would have gone better, I think, if it had followed directly after Low.
Yeah, maybe.
It's very consistent lyrically with the sort of themes of going forwards and that sort of cut-up style. I think almost if that had come out after and Heroes had come out in '79, it would have had a better...
Heroes would have been the bastard child of...
Well, I definitely think that anyone that... Because it was with the delay afterwards, it had been at the top. I think anything he released would have been sort of slated, really.
Yeah.
Because of like how much he'd done previously, he couldn't repeat himself or he'd be hated. Evidently, because of this, he couldn't move in a new direction or else he'd be hated.
Yeah.
So there was really no way, anything really, even if it was Ziggy again, like if he'd released another Ziggy, it'd been like, oh, he repeats himself.
Yeah. We'll talk about 2 steps backwards. Yeah.
Would have been like that. But yes, Move On is... What also surprised me listening back is how much all the songs feel like potential singles.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. especially African Night Flight.
Yes.
I imagine that could be on the radio.
Now I reckon it actually could work. Yeah, I think that's very ahead of its time.
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously, fast vocals, rap and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, ahead of its time. Fantastic Voyage definitely could be.
Yeah.
Fantastic Voyage almost sounds like a piss take of like a Neil Diamond or something. Where he sings a fantastic voyage. It almost sounds like he's doing like cabaret, like thing.
It's the fantastic voyage.
Yeah, you could definitely imagine it as that kind of thing. And then after Move On, we've got one of my favourites on the album, Yassassin.
Yassassin's awesome.
Yeah. Yassassin.
Yeah. Yassassin. I got... That's where the mock exotic style is at its heights.
Yeah.
Where it's got like kind of the shaky keyboards, and it's been described as almost like Turkish music.
Yeah.
It's kind of the description but it's been given. Again, that's a weird song.
That is a weird song.
It's a really weird song, but it sticks with you a lot. That's kind of what I really like about it.
Yeah.
It's one that plays in your head quite a bit, just kind of how bizarre it is.
Yeah.
It's a serious section of the album, definitely.
Yes. Well, I think the thing about this is that you don't understand all the lyrics, but you can understand sort of the visceral and emotional of what it's going for.
Yeah.
In a way, I've heard bits of I've heard the vocal side of Heroes, and I didn't get that as much as I did on this one.
Yeah.
Where it's more like a visceral thing, where it's like, because the word choices sound at their best. Do you know if he was using the cut-up lyric technique at this point?
I don't know.
Because they do sound like that, but sort of more focused. It's more focused than Ziggy, where like you've got like a cat from Japan, like the racist lyrics.
Screwed apart and screwed down hairdo.
Or Moon Age Daydream, it's like, I'm an alligator, I'm a papa rocking for you.
I'm a space invader.
Yeah. Just
I'm
completely
a
bizarre,
bitch.
yeah. Like, yeah. So, Yassassin, another great song. 10 out of 10's all these, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
Red Sails.
Red Sails is another one I'm really fond of.
It's a great song.
I really like that one. I was reading about like it draws upon a lot of like kind of mystical imagery.
Mystical imagery.
Let me get up what I was reading. I was just looking at Frankenstein for the review. So some critics describe Red Sails as being inspired by the ambient motoric of German band New.
Okay.
For Bowie, it combined a German new music feel with a contemporary English mercenary come swashbuckling air of Flynn to produce a lovely reference of culture, cross references of cultures.
I just know it's a great song.
That's it, yeah. That's all I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, people also say that Move On is reminiscent of All the Young Dudes.
All the Young... Oh, isn't it played backwards, All the Young Dudes?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Certainly I know that one of the later songs, it's played in the same key as Fantastic Voyage.
Yeah.
It's the same chord sequence and structure, and the same key as Fantastic Voyage. It's Boys Keep Swinging.
Yeah.
It's the same chord structure and the same key as Fantastic Voyage.
Oh, that's my favourite on the album as well.
Boys Keep Swinging.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that song, yeah.
Yes. And my second favourite is actually the next song, DJ.
Oh, I love DJ, yeah.
DJ is great.
I am a DJ. I am what I play. A very damning look at DJs.
Disc jockeys.
Disc jockeys, those bastards.
Those bastards who probably didn't play Lodger. Do you think Lodger was suppressed by the DJs?
I think so, yeah.
Was it young Chris Evans burning copies of HMV?
Yeah. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it. David Bowie's gone mad. Play Ziggy.
Yes.
I love DJ. Again, that's kind of got a great propulsive element to it.
Yes.
I am a DJ, I am what I play.
Yes, amazing vocals yet again.
Yet again.
Yes, in fact, as we were talking about Scary Monsters having a brilliant sequence in the middle, I think the highlight of Lodger is the middle section, which is DJ, look back in anger.
Don't look back in anger.
Not that I waste this band, but yeah, and then what's it called? Boys Keep Swinging.
Boys Keep Swinging.
That's an amazing trilogy of songs right in the middle of this brilliant album.